I just got a new toy for my Pfaff Creative Icon. I got a ruffler, and I thought I would show you how they work, because you might have to get a ruffler. Anyway, a ruffler will gather your fabric, and the nice thing about a ruffler is it will do thin fabric, it will do heavier fabrics. It's not like a gathering foot, which will only do thin fabrics, so it's more versatile. And I love a ruffler. To put the ruffler on the machine, you have to take the ankle off. You see the ankle? You have to take the ankle off. You unscrew it, take the ankle completely off, keep the little screw, and how this goes on is this fork is going to go around the needle bar, and this attaches to the shaft. So you put the fork on the needle bar first, and then you line it up on the shaft, put your screw in, and you're going to need your screwdriver. To tighten it a little snug, and you're good to go. Oh, and I should mention that if you need to thread your machine first, because you can't get to the bobbin once this is on. See? Ask me how I know. What are you going to set your machine up for? The machine needs to be set up for just a straight stitch. But what you need to do, especially if you don't have the single hole throat plate on, which you could have with this because it's a single hole foot, but you need to go into your settings, and in your sewing settings, go down and see where it says stitch width safety. Make sure you have that checked, okay? Because you don't want to break a needle anytime. That's why this is here. I encourage you to use it. So tick your stitch width safety, because this foot only has a single hole, and if you forget and try to do a zigzag or something, you're going to break a needle. And I would rather you didn't do that. Okay, now I could have some lovely material for you, because I bought this because I have like 6 pillows to finish, and I wanted to put some ruffles around, but I haven't got that cut, and my final decisions are not made, so I didn't want to wait any longer to show you this. Okay, if you look at it straight on, the foot kind of veers to the right a little, and that's normal, okay? So don't get nervous about it not being centered. Okay, this screw right here, this is the adjusting screw, okay? And the more it's sticking out here, the deeper your pleat is going to be, or it sets how full the ruffles are going to be. So in other words, you should experiment with it to see how full you want your pleat. If I turn it to the left, I am backing the screw out of there. This will take a gentler, smaller pleat. Whereas if I turn it to the right and make the screw deeper, then it will take a larger bite. I'm moving it back to the right. just to show you how it moves. Okay. All right, and you know, I think you would adjust that if you put it on one and we're doing every stitch, you would want a much gentler take up of the fabric than you would want if you were doing 6 or 12. So that's my take on this adjustment screw. All right, so you see the ruffler. Now, so that you can see this, this is where, in here, this is where you want to feed your fabric for it to be ruffled. Now, the other adjustment is up here, and this is, it has a 1. You just lift it and move it over the, a 1, a 6, a 12, and a 0, okay? And I'll show you what those do. Okay, I just put my fabric in. And again, it's a single layer, and I would have the edge finished before I put it through the ruffler. Now, if you're using ruffles that are 2 layers, you know, like you fold it in half, and then you would baste along the raw edges so they feed through the ruffler as 1. Okay, so whether you do it with the ruffler on 0 or you do this ahead of time before you put your ruffler on, it doesn't matter. We're using a straight stitch. You can use 2.5 to 3, and you don't have to touch the tension. You just go straight stitch. But again, make sure you put that stitch width safety on. Okay, so I've loaded my fabric in there, and now I'm just going to sew. I have it, it's on 0 right now, so I'm just gonna, there's my straight stitch. Okay, I'm gonna move it so it's on 12. It'll take 12 stitches and then it will pleat. That's that I would put the screw in, but that one's too sparse for me, so I like the 6. The 1 is too tight. Here we go. 6 stitches and then a pleat. Okay, now that's enough to show you. Let me come a little bit farther and I'll show you something else. Okay, so yeah, let me just cut this here and I'll show you what I meant about in the middle. Okay, so we'll finish this one. Okay, let me move it to 0 and I'll straight stitch off. And I'll lift my presser foot, pull it out. I don't like to use cutters with things like this. I mean, I think you technically can, but I don't. Okay, so now I'm going to feed my fabric through. I'm going to put it in more. Okay, so I'm all the way against this this guide here. Okay, maybe you want to see it from here. Okay, so now we're gonna just, it's on 0, so let me move it to 6. Okay, let's go. Okay. See it over there. Okay. Cool, huh? Okay. I should have Anyway, so see, look at that. Isn't that cool? See that? Do. Okay. I'm going to put just a piece underneath here. And then I'm going to put my piece that I want ruffled. Okay. Now I just have to hold it. Okay. One more. All right, let me move it to 0. Pull it out. Okay, pull this back. All right, see, I have put a ruffle on, and this would be right sides together. So this would be your right sides together. And there you go. You can attach your ruffle, and you can make your ruffle and attach it to your fabric all in one step. That alone, I mean, come on, it's like amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Look at that. So even and professional looking. All right. And I want to show you one more thing. Okay. I have my grandmother's sewing machine. Wanted to show you something. Dust. Okay. But there's a ruffler in here. Look at this. Okay. It's very, very, almost identical to what we have now. They haven't changed much over the years. But look at it. Cool, huh? I just thought I'd share. So, I just want to say that if you try to advance your needle up and down with the foot up, something's gonna hit. Okay, so in order to advance the needle by hand, you need to make sure you put your foot down, and then I can advance the needle, check it, or put it in my material. The other thing is you should turn off the tie backs. When it starts off, if it's going to be sewing in place, those are going to count for your stitches. So turn off your tie-offs and proceed from there. Either that or start it on 0, sew in place for a little bit, and then move it to your desired length of pleating, and you'll be fine. Okay, those are all the tips I think that I've learned over the years. So enjoy your ruffler. It is a great tool. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at the store or call us, and definitely come and see us. Okay. Thank you. Bye.